From development partners, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to make a very brief presentation and thereafter announce the total figure. But before I do that, I want to welcome you on behalf of the ministry, welcome you to this occasion, and thank you very much for having spare time to come and witness the census results for 2009. It has been a very long journey, and I know everybody here has played his part one way or another, and I thank you for that very much. The outline of my presentation will be, I'll give the definition, objectives, methodology, challenges, and implications, and the results at the end. Now, census, the definition of the census. A population census is the total process of collecting, compiling, evaluating, analyzing, and publishing, or otherwise disseminating demographic, economic, and social data pertaining at a specified time to all persons in the country or in a well-delimited part of the country. What we did on 24th and 25th last year was collecting the information. We have been compiling the information. We have evaluated part of the information, but we will have to continue with the evaluation and analysis. As you will notice, we will have other reports coming after this. The overall objective of the census was to collect demographic and social economic data required for decision making, especially the planning decision. And the specific objectives, that was the overall objective, was to know the size, composition, and spatial distribution, levels of fertility, mortality, and migration status, rate and pattern of urbanization, levels of education attained by the population, size and deployment of the labor force, size and types of distribution of persons with disabilities, and housing conditions and availability of housing amenities. Now, the evolution from headcount to complex inquiries, and we have checked figures, and we have figures for our population from the year 1897, when the population was 2.5, 1948 we were 5.4, 1962 we were 8.6, and after independence, the first census we did in 1969, we were 10.9, 1979, 15.3, 1989, 21.4, and 1999, 28.7, and of course 2000, I will be announcing that. 2009, I will be announcing that. Now, the methodology, I will not waste time on that. It's a bit technical, and so I will jump the slides up to the preparation for the 2009 census. And the preparation, as you are told, we started 3 years earlier. We started in the year 2005, financial year 2005 and 2006. And we observed the international standards, the UN principles and recommendation, and we followed the legal framework, and we had a cassette notice which we did in August 2008. We carried out the cartographic mapping, which was done throughout the country, and which created nearly 100,000 enumeration areas. We did a pilot census in August 2008 just to check that we are actually properly prepared for the exercise. The budget money spent so far is 8.4 billion. This is not small money. And the government of Kenya, because it was committed to the exercise, funded 95% of that budget. And the balance, we were actually supported by the development partners. We had to recruit staff, and the staff were trained to carry out the exercise. And you can see senior supervisors were 5,788, supervisors were 22,323, enumerators were 111,696, and village elders were also involved. The entire provincial administration was also involved, and the entire police force and administration of police were also involved on the night of 24th to 25th. We had about 12 million questionnaires printed. Of course, we had challenges, and we still have some challenges up to now. The most challenge you have now that most of the people, some of the people who are involved in the exercise still claim that they have not been paid. But before we started the exercise, we had the issue of drought and famine and resettlement of the IDPs. Some of them refused to be counted. There were insecurity concerns, and that's why we had a holiday on the 25th, so that everybody has a chance to be counted during the day. The post-election violence that happened in the year 2008 affected the mapping activities. We had logistic problems, more so in pastoral areas, like Northeastern and the Upper Eastern. And in the process, when we were doing cartographic mapping, new districts were being created, and that also affected the exercise. And cash flow, we had to all the time engage the Minister for Finance in order to allow cash to flow to make sure that the exercise went on smoothly. Now, the reports that we are going to launch today are as follows, and I think it has been mentioned. We will have 4 reports. Volume 1 is the population distribution by administrative units. This is sublocations, locations, divisions, districts, and rural and urban centers. And then volume 1B will be population distribution by political units, the constituencies and counties. And then we shall have volume 1C, population distribution by age and sex. And then we shall have volume 2, population and household distribution by socio-economic characteristics like education, labor force, disability, livestock types, household assets, housing condition and amenities, ethnic affiliation, and religion. And there will be other volumes that we will be launching later after thorough analysis.